Hello, welcome to the AIEveryday Guy channel. Today, I will be reviewing a recently prominent paper that has attracted attention. This paper is titled, Sparks of Artificial General Intelligence, Early Experiments with GPT-4. The paper focuses on exploring GPT-4 and its capabilities, demonstrating its near-human-level performance and superiority over previous models like chatgpt. The authors of the paper argue that GPT-4 can be considered an early version of artificial general intelligence, AGI, systems. In the paper, the authors utilize an informal definition of intelligence that emphasizes reasoning ability, planning, and learning from experience. They conduct experiments and draw conclusions about the impact of this new technology on society and future research directions. The paper is quite lengthy, spanning over 150 pages. Therefore, this video is created to provide a concise summary of the paper's content and help everyone gain a better understanding of it. We won't keep you waiting any longer. Let's dive into the notable experiments in the paper together. Firstly, let's talk about the ability to cross-modal and cross-disciplinary integration. An important aspect of intelligence is the ability to synthesize information from different fields and modalities such as science, art, sociology, and technology. It involves recognizing patterns and general rules and then building connections between concepts and information from various domains. This enables us to have a creative and multidimensional perspective on issues. In the case of GPT-4, a language model, the authors have conducted experiments showcasing its proficiency in multiple domains such as literature, medicine, law, mathematics, physics, and programming. Furthermore, GPT-4 has also been extended to two modalities, visual and auditory, despite being primarily a language model. In the case of vision, it involves processing and interpreting visual information such as color, shape, patterns, and motion. Similarly, in music, it entails the ability to generate new compositions, melodies, harmonies, and complete musical pieces based on learned musical rules and patterns. In the task of generating images in the style of a professional artist, the first image is that of a famous artist, featuring peculiar lines and the use of straight lines, circles, and triangles to represent abstract meanings. The last two images are generated by GPT-4 and chatgpt, respectively. Clearly, GPT-4's image bears some resemblance to the artwork of the renowned artist. It is highly likely that GPT-4 has learned abstract concepts related to painting. On the other hand, chatgpt produces various colorful circles, which seem to lack substantial meaning. In the task of testing language and mathematical knowledge, GPT is required to prove a mathematical statement in the style of a play. GPT-4 performs exceptionally well in writing a proof that there are infinitely many integers in the style of a play. GPT-4 uses appropriate language and vocabulary, employing rhyme and rhythm to make the dialogue poetic and engaging. It effectively portrays the contrast between two sides, one confident and the other skeptical. It is truly remarkable to witness this, and perhaps someday it will replace me in writing plays. In this experiment, GPT-4 is tasked with writing a supporting letter to Kasturba Gandhi for electron, a subatomic particle, as a U.S. presidential candidate, as imagined by Mahatma Gandhi. The letter is humorous yet appropriate. It begins by using an idea to explain why electron is a suitable and capable candidate, as well as how electron's vision and plans align with the principles of nonviolence and civil disobedience of the current U.S. president. GPT-4 uses language and style appropriate to the historical context and dialogue to nominate electron. GPT-4 employs metaphors and imagery to make the letter persuasive and engaging. It uses examples to describe how electron represents and influences various aspects of life, such as energy, creativity, diversity, leadership, and highlights electron's role as a messenger and peacemaker. It can be said that GPT-4's knowledge of history and physics is remarkable. It has produced a highly persuasive letter. What about the ability to combine coding in healthcare? In this task, GPT-4 was asked to produce Python code for a program that takes a patient's age, sex, weight, height, and blood test results vector as input and indicates if the person is at increased risk for diabetes. GPT-4 utilized a wealth of detailed medical information, including BMI, glucose, HbA1c, triglycerides, and HDL cholesterol. It employed high-level details about body indices and provided clear explanations. It understood different scenarios to provide various diagnostic possibilities regarding risk assessment. This is something to be celebrated, as one day I may become my own doctor. In the field related to computer vision, when it comes to generating images of objects such as cats, trucks, or letters in the alphabet using scalable vector graphics, SVG, the code generation model, when applied to GPT-4 and chatgpt, produces detailed and recognizable images. This example generates classes for automobiles, trucks, cats, and dogs with both GPT-4 and chatgpt. It seems that GPT-4 possesses additional capabilities related to visual processing. It is commonly assumed that models simply replicate information from the training data. With this single modal version of the model, one might argue that there is no reason to expect it to understand abstract visual concepts, let alone generate, analyze, and manipulate them. However, the model seems to exhibit genuine capability in visual tasks, going beyond mere replication of similar examples from the training data. The author's experiments support this claim and demonstrate that the model can handle visual concepts, despite being trained solely on textual data. They asked GPT-4 to draw a person by combining shapes of the letters Y, O, and H. The next experiment was even more intriguing, a fusion of letters and objects. It's truly amazing. They asked GPT-4 to draw objects accompanied by a letter. And the result? The combination is truly creative. I love that. Someday, I will redesign my own logo in this way. The task requires not only the skill of creating but also interpreting, innovating, and spatial understanding. The authors tested its compliance with detailed instructions on creating and editing images. The first example requested the model to generate a left-side 2D image with the description: a frog jumps into a bank and asks the teller, "Do you have any free lily pads?" The teller replies, "No, but we offer low-interest loans to upgrade your lily pad." The second example on the right side involved creating a 3D model using JavaScript. GPT-4 was instructed with the prompt: an imagined landscape of floating islands, waterfalls, and bridges, with a dragon flying in the sky and a castle on the largest island. Similar to the previous experiment, they asked GPT-4 to manipulate the 3D model in various ways, such as adding, moving, changing the color of objects, and altering the dragon's trajectory. Once again, GPT-4 accurately completed multiple tasks. One interesting aspect of the GPT-4 experiment is that it demonstrates the ability to generate code from prompts and then display this code as images that adhere more accurately to the given instructions. However, the quality of the displayed images tends to be low. Nonetheless, in text-to-image synthesis models, these models often struggle to adhere to complex instructions and may not align with the desired layout. In this experiment, the authors combined GPT-4 with existing image synthesis models by using the output of GPT-4 as an initial sketch. This approach yielded images of superior quality that closely adhered to the provided instructions compared to using either model alone. Have you ever tried graphic novel design? It involves multiple steps. We need to create an engaging and logically structured storyline to convey a message and captivate readers. Designing characters with suitable appearances, personalities, and expressions that align with the story is a challenging task. Lastly, making decisions regarding perspectives, panel arrangements, frame composition, and utilizing graphic effects to evoke emotions and effectively engage readers. And there are many other steps involved. In this experiment, we present a graphic novel design example, a one-page graphic novel for little girls. A girl who enjoys drawing discovers a magical crayon that can bring her artwork to life, and she uses it to befriend a unicorn, a dragon, and a fairy. Let's see, the illustration is not too bad. In fact, it's quite wonderful. In this experiment, the authors tested whether the model could grasp musical skills by providing it with music-related data, such as composing new melodies, transforming existing melodies, and understanding musical patterns and structures. Melodies have a clear structure, with a consistent beat maintained between sections, and musical notes following patterns of rise and fall. Melodies also use a consistent set of musical notes within a musical phrase, and the rhythm has a repeating pattern. However, the model seems to lack the skill to understand harmony. In other experiments, they asked GPT-4 to describe melodies using musical terminology and to transform melodies. The results showed that the model could generate valid melodies to some extent, explain them, and adjust their structure. However, it was unable to generate any complex harmonic forms. Reasoning abilities refer to an individual's capacity to think, argue, and make logical judgments based on available information. It includes the ability to analyze information, apply logical reasoning, evaluate perspectives, and draw conclusions based on premises and logical rules. In this section, the authors assessed coding and mathematical abilities. In the modern world, programming has become a crucial skill widely used in various professional fields. Assessing programming skills helps evaluate an individual's aptitude for creativity, logical thinking, problem-solving, and the application of programming languages to develop efficient programs and solutions. Mathematics is also a vital component in many fields, including science, technology, and engineering. Assessing mathematical abilities helps evaluate an individual's capacity to analyze problems, engage in logical reasoning, solve complex problems, and apply mathematical concepts to derive accurate solutions. The assessment of programming and mathematical abilities contributes to evaluating important skills related to logical thinking, problem solving, and the practical application of knowledge. These are essential skills in many professional domains. GPT-4 is an advanced system that has surpassed software engineering candidate exams, indicating its high level of intelligence. In the table, the authors compared GPT-4 with other models and the performance of humans in answering a set of questions. GPT-4 outperforms other models and performs at a level equivalent to that of humans. The data from the experiment was used for testing purposes. The authors requested GPT-4 to extract the data and use Python to create visualizations. Afterwards, they requested the model to perform various operations on the generated charts. GPT-4 successfully met all user requirements, adjusting the data to the correct format and adapting it for display. Here are some visualizations of IMDb data created by GPT-4. IMDb is an online database that contains information about movies, actors, film crews, awards, and other related details. Here is an impressive image generated by GPT-4 based on vague instructions from a human. GPT-4 successfully explains the meaning of the graph, making it much easier and more coherent to understand. The experiments on the visualization capabilities of GPT-4 are truly remarkable. This will definitely save me countless hours of searching on Google. In the above image, GPT-4 was tasked with writing a 3D game in HTML using JavaScript, using a high-level specification. GPT-4 generated a working game that meets all the requirements without the need for prior training. In this 3D game, GPT-4 even demonstrated an understanding of the concept of a defensive character trying to block the opponent. The defensive code had logic to position itself between the player and the enemy. Creating a 3D game in HTML with JavaScript requires knowledge and programming experience. It is not a task that can be quickly or easily accomplished. It involves a time-consuming and laborious process to develop all the necessary features such as 3D graphics, physics, user input, and artificial intelligence. Here is another example where GPT-4 was tasked with writing a 2D tank warfare game in HTML using JavaScript, based on vague instructions. The game involves complex logic and state management for the enemy, player, shells, walls, and other objects, as well as collision detection logic. Once again, GPT-4 generated a fully functioning game. In the example shown in the image, GPT-4 correctly explains the result of the C program and mentions that the output may vary based on alignment rules, providing an example. On the other hand, chatgpt provides an incorrect response, omitting the alignment issue and making a false statement about the member order not affecting the size of the structure. There are also additional experiments in this section where GPT-4 can execute both code and pseudocode without the need for any execution tool. This is a new feature that ChatGPT does not have. I am curious about the further developments in this area. When faced with intermediate level, and sometimes higher level, problems, the model demonstrates a high ability to choose the correct reasoning or path to a solution. Although the model clearly exhibits a high understanding of algorithms related to different procedures, such as solving equations, it often makes errors in performing these tasks, such as making computational mistakes, confusing the order of operations, or using incorrect notation. These aspects can be improved by allowing the model to access code execution, thereby enabling it to perform calculations or verify equivalence more accurately. The model has a significant drawback in that it cannot meticulously critique each step in the reasoning process. Since the training data essentially presents a linear presentation of solutions, the model does not evaluate suggestions and its own computations in a meticulous manner. Furthermore, as the model predicts the next word incrementally, it only generates the next word and does not have a mechanism to reconsider or modify previous outputs, leading to the model producing linear arguments. For the test datasets, the authors evaluated the models based on the accuracy of each individual model. The accuracy of GPT-4 shows a slight improvement compared to other models. Manual examination of GPT-4's answers revealed that its errors are primarily related to computational and mathematical inaccuracies. The model has a significant weakness in handling large numbers or complex expressions. The authors evaluated the ability of GPT-4 to utilize mathematical ideas and techniques to solve real-world problems, including those beyond the realm of mathematics. They explored how GPT-4 could construct a reasonable mathematical model for a complex system that requires interdisciplinary knowledge. One example is developing a mathematical model to analyze the energy consumption rate over time of a professional StarCraft II player during a match. We now move on to the next section, the ability to plan. An important aspect of intelligence is the ability to plan, and one of those aspects is interactive capability. Interactive capability is defined as the ability to communicate and respond to information from different agents, tools, and environments. Interaction is a key factor in intelligence because it allows agents to acquire and apply knowledge, solve problems, adapt to changing situations, and achieve goals beyond individual capabilities. For example, humans interact with each other and with the environment to collaborate, learn, teach, negotiate, create, and engage in various activities. Interaction requires agents to understand complex ideas, learn quickly, and learn from experience, thus closely relating to our definition of intelligence. Through interaction, one can assimilate information, apply knowledge, adapt to a changing environment, and achieve goals beyond individual capabilities. Interaction is a crucial part of intelligence and plays a significant role in the development of artificial intelligence systems. In a simple example, GPT-4 demonstrates the ability to use tools with minimal instructions and without requiring explicit evidence, and then appropriately utilize the output. This addresses some weaknesses of GPT-4, regarding its lack of real-world and current-world knowledge. In the next experiment, by providing a map of a house and instructing GPT-4 to explore the house through interactive queries, it was then asked to describe the house using language and visual imagery, and compare the generated map with the actual map. Although not exploring the entire house, GPT-4 accurately described what it had discovered, despite all interactions being limited to this textual interface. This is a type of interactive fiction, where an agent interacts with the environment through descriptions and commands in natural language. The agent must perform a given task, such as finding a treasure or escaping a dungeon, by exploring the environment and manipulating objects. GPT-4 summarizes what it observes after navigating through the map. The number of doors in each room in GPT-4's summary matches the number of directions that GPT-4 tried in each room. GPT-4 also imagines how the rooms might look simply based on their names. Text-based games are a natural and challenging domain for language models, as they require understanding natural language, reasoning about game state, and generating valid commands. Text-based games are a type of interactive fiction, where an agent interacts with the environment through descriptions and commands in natural language. The agent must perform a given task, such as finding a treasure or escaping a dungeon, by exploring the environment and manipulating objects. First, we examine whether GPT-4 can explore the environment and text-based games to accomplish given tasks. In these experiments and the subsequent ones, we use TextWorld, Ski+18, a framework for creating and playing text-based games, to generate 2 games with different given tasks. Next are experiments on the ability to interact with humans. Testing is also crucially related to psychological theory. Psychological theory involves the ability to understand and label mental states for oneself and others, including beliefs, emotions, desires, intentions, and knowledge. It allows us to understand how these mental states influence behavior and communication. Psychological theory is essential for interacting and collaborating with others, and it also helps us learn from others by understanding their feedback, advice, and evidence. In the first test, GPT-4 is evaluated on its understanding of emotions. 2 characters, Tom and Adam, discuss an object named ZURFIN. GPT-4 demonstrates the ability to correctly infer the cause of Tom's emotional state and also provides reasonable inferences about Adam's belief regarding Tom's emotional state, based on incomplete information. In other tests, real-life situations involving challenging social scenarios are presented, requiring a high level of proficiency. GPT-4 is able to infer the psychological states of each character and identify ineffective communication and misunderstandings. GPT-4 also offers insightful suggestions addressing the root causes of the misunderstandings. Another equally important aspect is explanation. The ability to explain one's own behavior is a crucial aspect of intelligence. The ability to explain one's own behavior is a crucial aspect of intelligence because it enables a system to communicate and reason with humans. For GPT-4, this is more complex as it lacks a self-aware existence. Instead, GPT-4 simulates a process based on previous human inputs, even generating different outputs for the same input. In this section, the authors address 2 important aspects for evaluating the nature of an explanation: output consistency and process consistency. However, output consistency does not guarantee process consistency. To achieve process consistency, the model must accurately simulate the prediction process and faithfully simulate the explanation process. Factors influencing process consistency include the quality and variability of the model simulation, the arbitrariness and explicability of the task, the explanatory power of the explanation process, and the ability to simulate the explanation process. While process consistency may be lacking, consistent output explanations still hold value as they provide logical reasoning about the prediction process and offer insights into the task. Intelligent users can assess process consistency by utilizing tests that the model itself can provide. The authors conclude that GPT-4's ability to explain has improved compared to previous technologies, and as language models become more powerful, we can expect higher process consistency in various situations. While GPT-4 demonstrates outstanding capabilities in various tasks, including reasoning, content generation, and problem solving, this section highlights some significant limitations in the model, akin to the errors of a self-regressive model. The main limitation of the model is its architecture that does not allow for internal dialogue, or an external scratchpad, beyond its intrinsic representations, which could assist in multi-step computations or storing intermediate results. We will see that in some cases, this limitation can be overcome by using an alternative prompting approach, while in other cases, it may not be mitigated. For example, in the first illustration, GPT-4 provided an incorrect answer. However, if we ask for its reasoning steps, it would provide the correct answer. GPT-4 and its successor versions will have a profound impact on society and the environment. The way we use this technology and establish rules and principles will determine the ultimate outcome. There are expected to be numerous developed applications leveraging the inference, generalization, and interaction capabilities of GPT-4. Well-designed applications can bring significant value to individuals and society, while poorly prepared applications may pose challenges in terms of design issues, reliability concerns, and short-term and long-term impacts. The power of GPT-4 will also reshape how we perceive tasks and may lead to job displacement and significant economic effects. However, it is crucial to consider the system's reliability and biases it learns. which can create issues when the system encounters errors or exhibits biases, exacerbating existing social problems. Challenges include dealing with the phenomenon of illusion and the potential for misuse of GPT-4 to propagate misinformation and manipulation. Additionally, there are potential impacts on jobs and the economy. The ability to harness the model's power to enhance human problem-solving and creativity, issues of artificial intelligence divide, privacy concerns, and the origin of content generated by humans and machines. GPT-4 has been explored and evaluated across various tasks and domains, demonstrating human-level capabilities. The goal of these experiments is to assess the intelligence of GPT-4. However, defining intelligence for artificial systems is challenging. This exploration plays a crucial role in understanding the remarkable abilities and challenges of GPT-4 and provides opportunities for developing more comprehensive testing and analysis methods for artificial intelligence systems in the future. The depth and generality of GPT-4's capabilities require the machine learning community to go beyond traditional data and task-driven evaluations. This exploration will drive further research on GPT-4 and similar systems, both in exploring new applications and domains, and in understanding the mechanisms and underlying principles of their intelligence. GPT-4 showcases the potential of general artificial intelligence through its abilities in inference, creativity, and reasoning, as well as its vast knowledge and diverse task performance. Although there is still much work to be done to create a complete AGI system, defining AGI and constructing the missing components are important next steps. Thank you for watching our video. If you enjoyed this video, please don't hesitate to click on the red button at the bottom of the screen to follow our next videos. Goodbye and see you again.